Hello everyone. So in this video, we are actually going to understand whether the stock market will continue to go up in 2022 or are we going to expect a lot more market corrections to happen this year. Now lately, the Nifty has been crashing, right? The Nifty actually came down by almost 6% in the last 5 days. Just today itself, the Nifty went down below 17,000 points again. If you see Nasdaq for that matter, Nasdaq has actually gone down by nearly 8 to 10% in the last 5 days. And just in January, Nasdaq actually corrected by almost 13%. So there's a lot of panicking happening purely because the stocks have been crashing lately. Now, absolutely, we all know what the reasons are in today's date. We know that the inflation is very high, almost 6% to 7%. So we know that the Feds or the government is actually taking the money out of the entire ecosystem, right? Or they're trying to. We know that the Omicron cases are increasing on a daily basis. But again, this is not something new. We know that there are political issues like your US-China trade war, or your Russia-Ukraine issue, which is currently happening. Again, not something which is very new. Also, we know that there are multiple companies where quarterly earnings are being published, whether it's the US market. So the market sentiment around these quarterly earnings have not been very positive. So there are multiple reasons around it. But on a broad picture, you also need to understand, are we still in a bull run or are we actually shifting from a bull run to maybe a sideways trend or maybe to a downward trend? Let me actually explain this to you by showing you the Nifty chart. Now this is the chart on Nifty. Now if you see this particular chart, what I want you to actually notice is this particular area. Right, so if you see this area, we can clearly see that over the last 1 year or 1.5 years, yes, there was a massive bull run. But right now, the bull run is kind of becoming consolidated and it is actually moving more towards a sideways trend. So you can clearly see we have a resistance around this particular area. And also we do have a support around this level. So the Nifty is actually going between 16,500 to maybe 18,500. Now, can we expect a similar kind of trend which we saw in the last 2 years in today's market? The answer is absolutely no. We cannot expect a Nifty to go from 18,000 to maybe a 36,000 or a 34,000 in a span of next 1 year. Yes, it's going to shift from an uptrend or a bull trend to more to a sideways trend. There will be a lot of consolidation which will happen and Nifty will gradually keep increasing. Will it continue to crash? I don't know. But definitely it will not see a massive uptake as we saw in the last 2 years. And a similar kind of trend can actually be seen maybe back in 2018, right? So before the entire pandemic hit, if you see this entire area, the Nifty market overall for a span of almost 3 years was in a sideways trend. If you see, go further back, right? If you go towards maybe 2008, right? So see this area. Now, we saw a major crash and then there was a massive bull run again. But once the bull run actually got over, then there was a sideways trend for almost from 2010 onwards to 2014. So almost 4 years, the market was in a sideways trend. Also, I want you to actually watch this particular clip where Ken Fisher, who is a multi-billionaire, and he actually gives his output or his thought process around the market and how the entire outlook of the market will be in 2022.
The history of the first half plus of second years of president's terms tend to be very what I call sloggy. A lot of sidewaysness, a lot of wiggle, a stock picker's market, not a market with a lot of direction. So I expect a strong fourth quarter of second year that makes the whole year nicely positive. The first half of the year, maybe plus a little into the summer, being pretty sloggy, not down, pretty sloggy. Not a lot of high expectation you should have, as those who don't expect much feel more and more that they're right.
So like he says, right, first half of the year, the market can be a little sloggy. There can be multiple corrections which can happen. The market will go to sideways trend. But towards the second half of the year, we can actually expect a better return, which will actually make the entire year as net positive. And again, corrections are just a part of the market, right? We cannot expect the market to continuously go up. So even if you see over here, back in 2018, yes, we saw almost 16% correction. After that, we almost saw 12%. Again, this is definitely the huge pandemic crash. Over here, for example, we saw 6%, 7%. Recently as well, we saw almost 12%. Even right now, we are seeing almost 9%. So definitely corrections are just a part of the market. It is going to continue to happen. The market cannot be in a bull run at all point of time. And now coming to the final part of the video in terms of what will I be doing in this current market scenario or in this current market trend. Now, two things. Now, definitely number one is going to be investing into value companies wherever the companies are available at a massive discounted price. definitely investing in these companies purely because these are value buying opportunities. And second, a lot more of swing trades. And what I mean to say is, whenever the market is correcting, it's an opportunity, right? So rather than just investing and keeping on for like maybe 2 years, 5 years, if you're able to swing trade and you're able to buy it, and then if you're able to sell it after maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks, once the market actually comes back to the average previous high, then in that case, you're able to make a certain amount of profit in a short period. And then again, because in 2022, we are expecting a lot more of market corrections to happen, we have these opportunities multiple times. So I hope you actually found this particular video useful. Now again, this is not an investing advice. This is purely from a knowledge point of view, so that you understand how the entire outlook of this year is going to be. So I hope you actually found this particular video useful. And if you did, do hit the like button, do subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.